You can't get away!
Anyone who's ever been the victim of a break-in or home invasion understands what a violation it is. That your home, the one place you considered safe from the world, is suddenly susceptible to attacks at all times, with an inability to silence the visions of intruders tearing through your belongings. I've played a lot of scary games in VR that have you feeling unsafe in other people's houses or places you're unfamiliar with, but Intruders Hide and Seek is the first game to make me feel like people have come into my home and are threatening my safety. That's a pretty roundabout and maybe generous way of saying that although Intruders often struggles to be a good game, it still managed to rope me in, for other reasons. Intruders puts you in the size 6 shoes of Ben Richter, the 10-year-old son of a family in peril. 3 intruders have broken into your house, and it's your job to save your mother, father, and sister as you stealthily make your way around the house, accomplishing menial tasks, staying out of danger, and slowly revealing the motives behind the break-in. Gameplay takes a serious backseat to the storytelling, however, because outside of sneaking from point A to point B and hiding in pre-designated, oddly empty cupboards and cabinets, there's just not a lot to do. So if you're intent on experiencing the worst night of this family's life, make sure you have your headphones on and listen to every line of dialogue, because somehow, despite some really bad voice acting, its brutal language and unabashed willingness to brutalize this family spoke to me in a disconcerting way that few games are willing to. Intruders starts off pretty slow, giving you time to learn the basic layout of the house and the basic mechanics of the game, and then ramps up, invoking those feelings of vulnerability. And somewhere around the 2 to 3 hour mark, you'll start getting the Kevin McAllister attitude of, this is my house, and I want it back.
I think it's find a place to hide, Ben.
But it's right around the time you start falling in love with Intruders Hide and Seek that it quickly comes to a close. Even with lots of trial and error, I witnessed the entire story and saw both endings in just under 3 hours. It's extremely linear, and you'll be thankful every time you see the autosave icon, knowing that whatever you've been doing for the last 5 minutes, you won't ever have to do again. There's a few documents and collectibles worth going back for, with an easy platinum trophy that shouldn't require more than 2 playthroughs at most. And no review of Intruders Hide and Seek would be complete without addressing some of the most unintentionally scary character models in primitive outdoor environments this side of an early PlayStation 2 era game. There's no getting around how bad and out of place they seem. Luckily, the real star of the show here is probably the house itself, which is where you'll spend a majority of your time. It's not only a well-designed, believable location, but for the most part, also graphically convincing, filled to the brim with items and secrets, but also a fantastic soundtrack that is sadly and understandably absent for most of the game. Intruders Hide and Seek suffers from some pretty basic issues that kept me from enjoying the game as much as I should have. But if you allow yourself to get immersed into the worst night of the Richters' lives, Intruders actually delivers a much different experience than anything currently available for PlayStation VR. Keeping the setting grounded in reality instead of the much more common dive into the paranormal makes it more relatable and slightly more terrifying. So horror fans like myself should check this one out as soon as possible. Everyone else, though, should probably wait for a sale.